everybody, welcome back to DreamHack Dallas, top 16 of King of Fighters 15. We're going to continue that top 16 action, but we're going to take a trip to the loser side of things in a second here.
Yeah, this is where things are going to get even more heated because once you lose this, you're out. There's no more chances. This is your last chance to live, and you know all these players are hungry to qualify for top 8.
Exactly, $5,000 pot bonus attached to it, so you do not want to be the one getting heated, getting knocked out of there, especially out here in Texas where we have seen such incredible talent. Everybody showed up. There's only a few names who weren't here, and it is a struggle for everyone, especially for a few losers, because there's one Arslan Ash down there, and there's also Kizzy K down there.
Yeah, we got a lot of killers on the loser side of things. A few more matches left until we have all our top 8 players qualified, and of course top 8 is going to be tomorrow, so those players get to take a little bit of a rest, right?
Yeah, not playing all the way through today, but we did get most of the action done today, and then after this, I believe, if I remember correctly, I think it's switching up to Guilty Gear.
Yes, I believe it is going to be Guilty Gear Strive top 24 after this, so it's going to be even more exciting action, even more high-stakes matches coming here on the DreamHack Fighters channel. So once we're done here, make sure to stick around and watch that Guilty Gear action. You know Kizzy K is going to be in there as well.
Oh yeah, no, you already know. He came here for both.
KOF.
He's trying to like double dip, trying to play his hands in both the pots. But you might as well, hey, secure your bag. This man has been putting in so much work. Panda is really just taking up so many players.
Oh, absolutely.
On the side of Smash, on the side of fighting games, and Kizzy K being one of those names you see pop up on those graphics all the time for good reason.
Yeah, and they're stepping up that content creation game as well. You definitely see all the Panda players, you know, getting that bag, making that bank, putting those videos on YouTube and getting the views. Really great to see, and also great to see them out here performing as well.
Yeah, what kind of options like you got there? Like if you lose, yeah, I'm just the content creator, but if you win, bro, you lost to a content creator. Like that's like getting to the point where like, hey, you just lost to the caster, bro. Like that's not like a you problem. But Kizzy K out here is gonna be playing up against Silent, who we saw Silent playing very well earlier. I believe it was against Reynald on stream, but Reynald figured it out as it went on. So if Silent can approach it the same way that he was against Reynald until Reynald kind of woke up in that round 2, I think we'll see a good performance here. But on side of Kizzy K, you already know, you're going to see the K-Dash. He tried to use him in patch 1, and we had to tell him, bro, no.
Yeah,
no,
bro,
look,
don't do it.
Don't do it. Please don't do it to yourself. It's not worth it right now. But one of the few shows we still see, Rock also still being so strong, so much damage output. This is high damage output team on the side of Kizzy K.
Yeah, Rock is one of the most consistent characters in the entire game. He just does everything pretty well.
Very different line here in KOF. KOF 15. Very different storyline here.
The first time Rock's ever been good in a fighting game.
He said, Dad, I did it. Well, Geese just smacks him in response, like, get out of here. But let's see what happens here in this match. Like you're saying, they're such a strong character. Still very, one of the people who came in from that DLC pack, and Gato really stealing the show. B. Jeanette stole the show for me, but unfortunately wasn't really doing anything. Well, hopefully we'll see some of her maybe in the future with a few more patches. But on the side things for Kizzy K and Stealth, you're gonna have a fireball-based game, but Joe still has a damage output, even with the adjustments they made to some of the stun combos. But on the other side of things, Metenkun is a really good character at keeping Joe out.
Yeah, and that's an important thing to be able to keep Joe out, because Joe, while he does have a strong zoning game, his real strength is once he gets in and gets that damage rolling, right? I mean, look at that. Already just a few confirms into one combo. Metenkun is already sitting at about half health, throwing these fireballs at pretty close range as well. Trade off the dash punch.
And EX Fireball too, just to get through the Wake Up Tornado. But one of the things that, oh, wait a minute. Stealth's rush down game and waiting out the roll. Actually had the read on the roll there, but Kizzy K walks away from it.
Yeah, Kizzy doing a good job creating some space, but Metenkun is back in now, ending the block strings here with the fireballs. Able to actually get the confirm too over Kizzy trying to jump over.
We're talking about like the frustration of Joe getting in and getting that damage, which he did, but this has now been an invalidation of that approach. EX Pillow gonna put him to sleep. Metenkun really woke up as it went on. That was a really good job from Silent.
Yeah, and it looked like he actually caught him in the startup of his own fireball there. So knowing that Kizzy is gonna want to start playing that counter fireball game, and immediately Kizzy starting with a fireball of his own here with Rock.
Dash punch coming in now, though. Stealth has got an amazing mix-up of going from rush to zone, and then the range on the DP. You are not leaving this corner. I caught you coming home late. Go to sleep.
Oh, okay, this time Kizzy was ready for it. Playing out that stare down game, right? Who's going to shoot first? and Kizzy able to actually close it out there too, getting rid of Maitenkun now.
The fear that you have to have sitting at 60% going, oh, I could die. And just off of one mistake fireball, Kizzy K finds that gap and takes borderline no damage, and now trying to rush immediately to counteract the early tempo control that Stealth is going to try and establish with Chris.
Yeah, and the key here is to stop the tempo, right? Stop the tempo. Do not allow Chris to get going. You want to control the pace of the match. You do not want Chris to be high flying and going all over the place like he currently is right now. Going straight into the level 2 in the corner. Gonna get a hard knockdown after this and go for the next mix-up.
We saw throws mix-ups before, but instead just trying to catch and press the buttons on Wake Up.
Yep, EX overhead kick. Gonna get a nice pickup here. Hard knockdown of his own.
You got it back out. All right, the biggest thing is baiting the rising tackle. Yep, he was trying to bait the rising tackle. You saw the walk up and fade back, but Kizzy K understanding that, not going for that in that spot.
Oh, command grab! With the run up, EX command grab, able to get the wall bounce and the confirm. Chris is out of here and now just has to get rid of Shune.
That was so good on the side of Kizzy K, holding on to that command grab for so long. What do you think the approach is going to be here now, trying to deal with the Shune at the back end?
I think that Rock is going, based on just how much health Rock has to get the pressure on Shune and keep it going. Unfortunately, right now, Stealth is the one who's going, is able to get the overhead, and Rock is out of here. So now it's going to be K-Dash versus Shune in the anchor war here, down to the wire.
They're talking about team hold forward. Stealth is doing his best to try to showcase for Panda out here as well. Holding forward, getting that pressure on early, not trying to let K-Dash get anything started.
Oh, there's a nice roll through though, but Stealth was ready for it, immediately punishing with the crouching A. And right, just trying to establish some spacing with this fireball game. Jumps in, tries to go for an overhead mix-up. Able to get the EX fireball, pushes him back into the corner. This is exactly where Kizzy wants Stealth, but Stealth is able to catch Kizzy's rollback yet again.
Point hands on him, quite literally, but there's the throw. Gonna go for, oh, empty jumper, trying to look for the low. I think, like, you see the way that Kizzy K's been trying to mix up these lows to get the overhead, but it does not matter because we spend that meter, and Stealth coming through, getting the crowd popping off on the side of him, getting that W.
Yeah, I mean, it's really rare to see Shune in a high-level match, right? This character is the one that's kind of slept on. People didn't really feel too strongly about him before the recent patch, but after the patch, he's been doing pretty good. He ate pretty well, and now we're starting to see some players, some specialists, pick him up. Yeah,
look, the specialists feeling so much happier now that they don't have to deal with being lit up by Ralph. They don't have to deal with getting uppercutted onto the right side of the screen by Vanessa, and Terry pretty much got figured out as that first patch even went on. It was just, oh, okay, EX crack shoot? All right, well, that's it. Like, what else you got for mix-ups here?
Kizzy said playtime's over. I'm bringing out Cronin.
Yep. Look, it's the right. We call this smart financial decisions.
Exactly. It is a really solid choice, right? Unfortunately, Joe didn't get to do as much as Kizzy would have hoped for, so bring out Cronin. Cronin is an incredibly strong character, and he works on any team.
Yeah, which is it's crazy to see how much damage output Joe had before, how much fear he was putting in, but we talked about it before, kind of slowly fading away from the usage of some of the players who had him, even before the patch switch, but right now, going with the Cronin is just such a smart idea. Let's see if that is the anti-air game he needs, because I think that Kizzy had such a hard time dealing with that jump-in game after Chris and Shune showed up.
I think Cronin is also a really good choice for Chris because that DP hits both sides, right? So it can stop those mix-up games from Chris. But right now, it needs to get through this Maitenkun who put in so much work last match up against Kizzy.
Yeah, and the switch up from that is actually now with Rock up front, so you're not playing that fireball game that you were losing out on, because those EX pillows were pretty much the reason why Joe kept getting stuffed out before.
Yeah, absolutely. This time now you could play more of that footsies game with Maitenkun, but Maitenkun is still just opting to throw these fireballs even at such close ranges here.
Hey, Guard cancels his way on out of there, so now it's your turn to play, but you got to take advantage of it. Can you win? No, gets TP'd out, and then Stealth just walks his way out of the corner.
Yeah, Stealth's DPs are so on point right now, and the patience, too, when he's up close. Look at this stare down.
It's the respect, too. You can't be the one to do too much here. They're both looking for the jump in. You know Kizzy wants it, but you have to watch out for when Kizzy's trying to bait the DP, which he did right there. There's a big opportunity for Kizzy. Gets a lot of damage on. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough bar to spend after to take the kill.
And there's the level 1. Unfortunately, Rock's going to be out here, but that was a brilliant play from Kizzy K. Just like you said, he knows that Kizzy wants to jump. So what did Kizzy do? He said, I'm going to neutral jump, because he knew that the moment that his feet left the ground, that DP was coming out.
It's just a big game of rock, paper, scissors. Just trying to deal with who's going to like bite the bullet first. But now we have the Cronin out. We didn't see the Cronin before. 6A is just that check, that gut check. Don't press a button within my zone. But Tenkun is still just, it's just beating him out.
And there's that DP. The way that Stealth is able to just stare you down and then instinctively know now's when you're pressing. Let the DP rip is so crazy. But speaking of DPs, Kizzy K throwing out his own with Cronin and absolutely deleting the small child.
Eventually one of them's going to connect, and we see Tenkun finally go down there, and a much better approach, even with the rock, to dealing with it that time, not playing that fireball game. But here comes the Chris, and you were mentioning it before, the DP being the answer to try and stop the Chris mix-ups, but right now he's currently taking a backhand.
Yeah, puts him in the corner. There's a nice wake-up throw, though, from Kizzy. Just trying to get some pressure going here. Chasing down Chris there with the drill arm. Just keep doing it.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep it going. There's going to be a free punish there. Not too much damage.
Oh, but runs into a 2B there from Stealth. Stealth going to spend the level 1 to get the Ric Flair chops.
Just like,
hit him with the woo!
Woo! Right now, you got to watch out for the jumping because Kizzy's already, Kizzy already put it into your mind early. Oh, there it is! He baits out the DP! He actually was waiting for it right there! They were both playing the air-to-air game just before that. Both of them were jumping around. Kizzy trying to get him, hopefully, after that jump in. Stealth capitalizing on it.
Cronin able to do a lot of work here, though, for K-Dash to come in. But starting off really strong already for Stealth, spending the level 1. Goes for the overhead mix-up there in the corner.
And K-Dash been looking like patch 1 right now still. Hasn't been able to play the game at all. Unfortunately, drops the combo. However, gets back to Nooch. So at least you have that fireball game. But the DP backing him up again.
Able to get confirm here. Knock him back down. Goes for the overhead mix-up at mid-screen.
Kizzy K not having any of that. K-Dash is out here to play. He looks so cool with every string he does. This man is that fire. He brings that heat and he brings that kill on the side of Chris. We now get to see the K-Dash Shune matchup once again, but Shune was rushing him down really rough. What do you think the approach is going to be here this time to try and deal with it?
I really don't know what the answer is going to be here. You're going to want to try and stop Shune from going to the air as well, but so far Kizzy is starting off really strong. You know, the best way to control your opponent is to not even let them play the game, and that is what Kizzy is opting
exactly,
for.
Round start like 35-ish%. Gets another one. All you need is one more interaction. You got the bar to spend on it. Shune has 4 bars attached as well with the max mode. So Kizzy K cannot give up this. Like, he can't give up a corner. He gets a hit confirm, and that's going to lead Kizzy K to getting it to a game number 3.
Tied up here now. And I don't want to say, but this feels like it might be our first game 3 of the night.
I think this might be our first game 3.
This might actually be, yeah, the first game 3 of the day.
We saw a couple that were close to getting to game 3. We saw that crazy Donkey Arslan Ash set earlier that felt like a game 3, but that was the first one of the day. And then after that, Reynolds said, "Hold up, I'm done. I got food to go get. I got top 8 to go deal with." So he just cruised through his. But everything else has been close games, but it has gone to game 2. Here in game 3, the nerves are now on deck. The crowd is building up a bit more out there, everybody paying attention, and we're seeing Kizzy K wake up a bit more now, actually starting with corner pressure for the first time, but gets DP'd, so he's getting, actually, never mind, the DP meant nothing!
He actually steals the corner there, too, with a cross-up, establishing this pressure. This is the best Kizzy has looked so far against Tenkun, but one well-placed DP allows Stealth to start controlling the pace of the match now.
Now here's that mix-up game. Oh, never mind, the whip DP! Stealth trying to get him to jump in, and he's still alive, at least for a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna last that much longer. And you're forced to deal with the chip right there. As soon as he put the Ripuken out, it's like, well, I can't do anything. I gotta hold this block. I gotta deal with it. Hopefully I don't die.
Yeah, and Kizzy is looking incredibly clean right here now, able to get a substantial life lead going up against Chris. And there's a whiff DP. Chris able to actually get the confirm here. Gonna do quite a lot of damage and go straight into a mix-up. Opting to go for an overhead mix-up nearly every single time in the corner. So Kizzy is just able to stand there and block it each time.
Yeah, these blocks have been good, but yeah, one thing we haven't really seen is a throw. We haven't seen many throw mix-ups coming from Stealth yet. And you're reaching that point. However, he cashed out into the super.
All right, there's a hard knockdown as well, and there's the throw right on board. He doesn't have headphones on. He can hear you out there.
Oh, that's true. Coaching? I'm sorry. But you know, it's still, that was a good job holding on to that till the end, right? Because you had dominance in the corner. You talked about the overhead mix-ups, but you can't jump in on Cronin. However, he was too high to get hit by the full portion, so he takes almost no damage for it.
That's so unfortunate to see there. And now Stealth is immediately starting the rushdown game yet again here.
Look at the range that Stealth is playing at. He keeps playing right around range to try and bait the DP. So that's going to force Kizzy to have to respect it. He guard cancels his way out of the corner. And there's the DP right there.
Okay, this time it hits just barely, actually. It looked like it was about to whiff yet again. Here we go, going to get a nice confirm in the corner. Really big jump in. Baits out the DP this time, but wasn't able to actually close out Chris. All right, this time he's going to do it here with this confirm.
Yeah, had no meter available to him to be able to close it out. So 6A got enough damage, but he still gets him after. Kizzy still has access to Cronin with a lot of health. But Silent has looked so good. The shooting has looked so good. He dealt with the Cronin pretty well before, but not this time. He's getting rushed down.
Yeah, he's got to be really careful here, though, because every single hit, every single trade is going to add up for Stealth and make it even easier for Kizzy to take this with K-Dash back in the background.
Now you see now Stealth continuously trying to play around DP range. Kizzy K getting up for free because of it. So he's realizing, okay, I could just stand up because you keep looking for me to press a button on wake up, and that's letting Kizzy reset. However, 3 bars, cash him out, spend that meter. Oh, he drops the combo. That's a huge drop.
Spent all that meter as well, so Kizzy is going to spend their own meter here. Tries to go for the rush down there after just 1 DP.
He still has an opportunity here. He has 2 bars still available, so you don't even need to spend those bars here to get rid of Cronin. You just need 1 chance.
And a double KO is going to allow Kizzy to take it and move on.
Every air-to-air trade, every trade was beneficial for Kizzy at that point. There's no reason to not go for that right there. And hope even if Shune doesn't die at that spot, it's probably going to be on a pixel, which means on that 3rd round he's coming in with like 20-ish%.
Yeah,
that's going to go down for free to K-Dash.
And just incredible adaptation there from Kizzy, bringing in the rock against Meitenkun, able to close it out there, and the change to Cronin definitely worked out a lot. Joe was just not cutting it. Cronin definitely helped him score that win.
Say it with me, chat. Smart financial decisions. If you want to continue to move forward in bracket, sometimes you gotta hold that. You gotta move towards the characters that will get the job done. But we do at least get to see K-Dash now, which is a good time for everyone because K-Dash is too cool to not be a good character.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were just talking earlier during the break that the meta now in KOF seems to be 2 characters you like and Cronin.
Yeah.
Which is much more preferable.
Hey, look, the first one was Vanessa, Ralph, insert character that you want to be a specialist on. Like, yeah. and if when in doubt, Terry out. Like, that was pretty much all you had before. And it's nice to see. I love seeing the change-ups. We're seeing a very healthy meta start to establish, even with the fact you're always going to have that best. But SNK paying close attention to everything has doing a really good job with these, like, with the early patch. Changing things up a bit here. We got a lot of teams still to come. Team Southdown now being here as well. We're seeing some change-ups. We already see we see Reynald using one of them now. We don't see any Geese or anything like that, but still. Yeah. Geese having that damage output, you know somebody's gonna use them. We even saw Antonov earlier.
Yes,
that blew my mind.
That was Jan and H-Town bringing out Antonov. You love to see that, especially this far into the bracket. But you mentioned that, you know, SNK has been keeping a close eye on things. They're doing a really good job supporting the community, of course, helping contribute the $5,000 prize pool that the players are fighting for here. And they're also keeping a good eye on the online front. So, I mean, if you guys haven't seen it yet, on Twitter there is a survey there for the PC version of the game because we know that some players have been reporting, you know, issues with matchmaking in KOF. So make sure to fill out that survey because SNK is listening to you and they want to help. So go check it out on Twitter. I believe it was Crispy Kaiser actually dropped the survey, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm sure you guys can find it somewhere. So make sure to fill it out to help support the community and help get this game to be the best KOF that it possibly can be.
Definitely one of the more difficult things to deal with was that matchmaking problem before. So the fact that it's being addressed, it's greatly appreciated because the game continues to grow. Early on, had a little bit of a slow start, not as much of a jump in game compared to other fighting game titles that'll drop sometimes. But KOF 15 has been extremely hyped to watch. We're seeing, like we mentioned before, I know we've said Arslan Ash a bunch, but literally the champ coming in from Tekken, proving himself over here. Mexico, of course, coming out strong as always, which we've seen out of multiple. Like I said, we saw Tamago, we saw Paco, we saw Violent Katie who's here today. Like, the improvements constantly from every regard. I love seeing the game continue to grow as we get ready to see the other matches, of course, here at Top 16, which we were talking about Arslan Ash. We're going to see him show up right now. And this is one of your losers top 8 qualifiers. Winner of this round moves forward into tomorrow.
Yeah, this is going to be an incredibly high stakes match here. And you know Arslan Ash wants to bring it back from that loss of combo record, right? They want to be able to score top 8 and take it all the way to the end.
And I believe on the other side of this, if I remember correctly, it was Ed KOF or something like that. I can't look. Yeah,
Yes.
Ed KOF. Okay, I can't pull up bracket right now. I have no signal back here. We're struggling. But
You know how many PCs are out here, bro? That are hooked
yeah,
up?
they took up all the bandwidth,
Yeah,
bro. All the Fortnite kids took up all my bandwidth. But also, I appreciate. Look, we've seen some Luong appreciation. We have seen. I saw somebody allude to Dolores before. Shout out to the cameraman. Thank you very much. But now we're gonna see the queen of. The queen of weird ranges on grabbing you, and you appreciate it. We got Shermie showing up.
Yeah, the queen of God. I wish that was me.
Yes, please. So, here we go. We're going to get into losers top 8, like we said, qualifier for this match. When it comes to the side of Ed KOF, high damage output, a lot of meter gain, all building up for that Shermie in the back.
Yeah, and it's interesting to actually put Rock on point and put Yamazaki in the middle position. I mean, they're basically interchangeable, right? They both work with or without meter, and so far Ed KOF is playing incredibly patient here,
I
too.
think that it's probably, I mean, I can't remember what we had as point earlier, but I feel like the approach here with Rock up against King is a little bit easier in terms of fighting the Russians with Rock, maybe compared to Yamazaki. That might be part of the idea behind Ed doing this.
Yeah, and Rock also has that anti-fireball, right? Where he can neutralize your own fireball while throwing his own out, which is incredibly solid against any kind of a zoner like King. And there you go, immediately stuffing King from trying to be a little bit too aggressive, but Arslan Ash able to get that confirmed, putting themselves there into the corner.
Yeah, we talk about approach 2, one of the most difficult people to walk up to and get any openings at all is Arslan Ash. As we see this defense coming through, getting that damage, kicking him, and spending that cash. Not going to be enough to kill, but it's one interaction away or fireball.
Yeah, and I like that. Just back up, right? Back up and just try and get them with one more fireball. No reason to take any risks here.
That was a good walk up though. Jab going to be pushing him back into the corner. However, right there in the scramble, you don't have guaranteed block string at that point. Arslan Ash pressing the button, like, look, if it works, and I get that damage, but still a lot of damage done to King.
Yeah, Yamazaki also really good at neutralizing fireballs as well, right? We were talking earlier, he can just pocket that fireball. There it is, right on cue, holding it on for as long as he wants to.
That's for me. Return to sender is going to be an issue later on, but when it comes to Arslan Ash, look at the backdashes. He keeps walking up and then backdashes trying to get Ed to jump in. Luckily, Ed is not really like biting. He's respecting that range.
No, he's not, but he's still not really able to get any offense going. Arslan Ash controlling the entire pace of the match right now, just has him locked down into the corner. There's the standing CD, full conversion here off the EX Tatsu.
I just wait. Oh my God! Again, he's just controlling the jump. You can't get out. This is not for you. This is your new home. You know the whole thing about can you do it on the left? Well, he's proven he can do it on the right now. He is keeping him controlled. Anything at all. You can't take chip, so you have to jump, and he's gonna cover it, whether it be with fireball or air fireball.
Arslan Ash honestly looking like one of the best kings in the business right now.
I think so. It might be debatable as the best at the moment, like the way that we're seeing it. But 5 bars plus Shermie usually equals a lot of people dying very quickly.
Yeah, and Shermie is also one of those rush-down grapplers who has very strong anti-zoning capabilities. You already saw her just using those special moves to get around fireballs.
Yeah, she covers so much range just so quickly, and you do not. It's the last thing you want to see is a grappler who just covers so much distance that fast. But you still have to respect the fireball game regardless, and then getting him again, just knocking him away. Arslan is playing this matchup perfectly right now.
Yeah, and it's just the way that Arslan is able to really establish that neutral, the spacing of the fireballs, and the mix-up between how they want to throw fireballs, if they want to throw air fireballs, and just sticking out normals to stop you from approaching. But finally, King is off the deck here, and now Shermie can get going up against Athena.
Yeah, you talk about that stand CD. It's like, well, you can't jump in on me. You haven't proven to me once you could jump in on me past this, but now the Athena coming out, uh-oh, that's going to be a lot of damage for you in a dead character. Yeah, cash it all out. Well,
anytime you get hit by Athena, just, I'm in danger.
Start pressing the emergency button now.
They understood that. They had a little smile on their face, shaking their head. They're like, all right, yeah, that's an Athena round. We got to keep moving on. Can't stick back into the past. We have to keep moving to the future here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what we're going to see now out of going into this next game, because we saw the Rock show up before. We're going to see the Shermie come out first.
I love it. I actually love it because Shermie is an incredibly strong anti-zoning grappler. So if you can get rid of King and then bring Athena in, King was the problem, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%, absolutely. I mean, even before when we saw the Donkey match, the Elizabeth was kind of not necessarily the weakest point, but like the part that was struggling the most. So the King is really putting in an immaculate amount of work. You have to find an answer. The other two didn't work. Might as well go with what you feel like is your ace. And like you said, the ability to zone break with Shermie might be a big reason why it works out.
Yeah, and this is an incredibly great team composition too for Ed KOF because all of those characters are interchangeable at any position.
Actually, that is very true. He has a very easy to manipulate team lineup there, which is not easy to do sometimes in this game. But with the way that we're seeing him approach this, I like it. It's just once he gets corners switched, he has not been able to get out. Arslan has been having a field day as soon as he has him in the corner.
Yeah, Arslan is doing such a good job controlling the corner and controlling the spacing of it, and that might actually end up being a dead Shermie. There it is, going straight into the next round. King is going to be going back to full health. So unfortunately, the character swap did not work out the way that Ed planned.
You see the head shake on that one too. It's like what do I do? What do I do to figure this out at this point? And the biggest thing that's been the most frustrating part, I think, that you might not notice at first, is how Arslan just backdashes and walks you to the corner with him. But you just took 50%, get the stomps, OTG, keep that damage going. This man is so evil. That damage over time as well, going straight down to like 30-ish% left.
Yeah, I mean, already doing such a good job here with Yamazaki looking incredibly different from the last game. All you really need is to build up that meter and get one more strong confirm. Good standing C there to stop the jump and gets a counter hit as well. Ending the combo there with the low snake on. And throws the fireball back. That is what we like to see from Ed KOF. Now they're going to have a full health Yamazaki going up against the
incredible adjustment from Ed there. After not having like much work with the Shermie, the Yamazaki deleted that King. That was the best approach we've seen to the King so far. But the Athena only needed one hit confirm last time. We didn't really get to see an actual match happen. And now we're going to see a corner pressure on the left side, but at least he boxes his way out.
Yeah, we've said it multiple times before already. Athena is so slippery. You're going to see a lot of backdashes here. You're going to see a lot of jumping, the dive kick. She even has a teleport if she wants to pull it out if things get a little too crazy. But right now, Ed KOF is doing a decent job trying to establish this neutral. It's just that Arslan Ash is poking out of it with no fear. And there's the level 1 on the other side to anti-air.
Yeah, it's like kind of, he had really good blocks to everything they did not approach before, but then what a response there. OTG gets the stomps, gets the side switch. There you go. Now you need to make something happen here in the corner, and he just jumps out.
Oh, really unfortunate there. It looked like that Ed tried to go for the overhead there and just too far away, so Arslan Ash took the opportunity to escape and capitalize here, and now we are down to Rock. This is it for Ed, their last shot.
Rock Howard coming in, hopefully trying to keep his run alive here. Remember, this is best of 3 at the moment, and Rock is still an incredible, like you talked about before, interchangeable lineup. He still can get it done here as he finds a first hit confirm.
Yep, and should be able to close it out here with the level 1, absolutely, and we are down to the Anchor War now, and this is how it's been pretty much. It's been that Ed loses the character, closes out the next character really decisively, and then we get back to full health.
Yeah, man, and this, remember, crowd, this is to get into top 8 on loser's side. This matters a lot if Ed can keep this run going or if Arslan Ash is able to shut it down. But the Elizabeth playing that anti-jump-in game. Rock can approach somewhat on the ground, but he wants those jump-ins more, and that's going to make it way easier for Elizabeth to get things started.
Yeah, and Elizabeth gets these easy conversions into level 1 as well, which are going to do a ton of damage. 3.5 bars on Arslan Ash's side. All right, here we go. No EX overhead kick. Instead, it's going to go for the level 1. Gets the hard knockdown into the corner. Goes for the overhead mix-up as well. The rage run gets called out there with the 2B.
That was so good on Arslan because he's jumped out pretty much every other time prior to that, and he challenged him from the corner to box his way out. But Maximo coming in, you got to respect this run in from Arslan. You got to back out, but here comes the jump in coming in from Ed. Spacing out away from any fireballs, trying to just regain pace. At least Maximo's gone now. It's still doable.
Yeah, this is unfortunately is not one-touch range here for Ed. They do not have the meter to work with. There's the run-up throw. Arslan Ash establishing some pressure, and with the frame trap, they're able to close it out.
Amazing run from Ed to get all the way to this point, but it is going to be Arslan Ash who slowed it down. The switch up there with the Shermie at the start, it didn't work, but the Yamazaki woke up and got some stuff done, but it was all how good that King was. That King dealt so much damage in the first game, dominated the Shermie in the second game, even though we got deleted by Yamazaki after. Pace control and the ability to keep yourself confident was so good on the side of Arslan because you just had pace control from the very beginning of the round.
Yeah, and I really love the Yamazaki play that we saw from Ed in Game 2. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to be able to carry them all the way through, but they really just turned it around. Yamazaki, just like you said, he just woke up and was going crazy there, holding the corner, even when he got the poison in the corner, not opting for the stomps to go on forward and just holding it there. Like, I like that, because normally you see them kick them back. But, guys, we're going to go to a really quick break, and then we're going to kick it back to some more King of Fighters action, so make sure not to go anywhere.